roommate that I've ever had, and all the nurses like those type of roommates. The ones that already live in California, got their car, and they say, "Oh, don't say nothing. You can have this room all by yourself because I'm going to my house and I'm gonna come back early in the morning. Just get on the bus." That person, you're in heaven, believe me, because you're in the room by yourself. But when you have to share with strangers, it gets difficult. I've heard a story where nurses stealing uniform. I don't believe that. I really don't. Or eat your food, yeah. Straight there, they checking you. So get yourself together. As far as nails, lashes that are so long, nails, fighting nails, you don't need to have it because they're gonna tell you to take it off. And I know I was in the line. This was so funny. I was in the line with this chick. So her lashes was like so long. Her nails was so long. They told her to take it off. If she want to make that bag, she had to take it off. They give her your stuff to take it off. Yes, Kaiser does that. So don't take it like this. Eyelashes, they want you to take it off too. And they're going to wait for you to take it off. And so when she found out that the strike settled, she was one mad nurse. Now she was on the phone trying to ding, 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 call her nail lady and her lashes to get it lashes back. So I'm forewarning you, just come plain Jane style because you're going to be working. Yeah. It this way. Those nurses that are outside, they locked out. And what does that mean to you as a strike nurse? One of the other things that I love working with just strike nurse in the building, in the hospital, that's when they lock them out. And they get angry. And things happen. And they come at you in a different way. They let their family come in there and complain and trying to set you up. So you got to be very careful. When they come to work, what happened is they may say the strike is over in their mind, and they come to work, and the hospital do not let them in. They lock mistakes that I've seen that the hospital forget to take away their keys, take away their badge before they walk off. Because some of them re-enter the building. And that's why in the hospital they have security guarding the doors. So it can get ugly, very ugly. Especially they've been on a strike like you in a 8 weeks going on 9 week strike. And they out there faithfully. I was in Philadelphia. They were out there sparingly, but they were out there. And sometimes the hospital try to hire you on staff. If you want to travel, if you decided like, I want to move to Philadelphia, I want to move to Pennsylvania, I want to move to California, that's the perfect time to get a job. Because they try to hire you. Because most of those nurses, sometimes the union is causing too much friction in the hospital. I'm assuming. I've never worked for the union. So a lot of struggle with the nurses outside, especially when they locked out. They're very angry, very angry. And they'll be the nurses. One time I got a lift and the questions that she was asking me, I know that was a nurse, and because she was on the picket line, she was doing lift. But she didn't, I mean, they could have dropped me off at some wrong destination, but she did. Minnesota was nice, and I got to see Prince's house. But boy, oh boy, this is rule number one as a strike nurse. Never you ever eat what they give you in the cafeteria. Point blank. Don't eat the pizza. Don't eat nothing unless it's in a label, closed up. Those nice little sandwich, those things that open, stay away. Minnesota, I stayed in that bathroom more than I was taking care of my patient. I swear. I thought it was me. They put something in that food. Sometime in strike, they make special, either they order it out, they make special food for you. And this is not Kaiser facility. This is another agency, another facility. And they make the food. But I believe somebody didn't like the strike nurses, because it wasn't only me who was having to run to the bathroom more than ever. So that's another thing they do. I told you, it get badder and badder. Shits happen. Things happen. You don't know it's coming at you, but it's coming slowly and it's going to hit you. So I didn't eat nothing. I just buy whatever in the cafeteria and keep it rolling, because I know their game. I know the game now. I had to learn that. So don't. Another thing is, don't wear, this is my big pet peeve. The agency talked to us about not to wear our uniform in the airport. But you would see, and I know they can't do anything about it, because they give you a plane ticket when you're coming off 11 to 7, and you don't even have time to shower. You got to run on the plane. So they come on the plane with their uniform. That's why I work on day shift. But the thing about that, I remember my big pet peeve. The agency talked to us about not to wear our uniform in the airport. But you would see, and I know they can't do anything about it, because they give you a plane ticket when you're coming off 11 to 7, and you don't even have time to shower. You got to run on the plane. So they come on the plane with their uniform. That's why I work on day shift. But the thing about that, I remember one of the airlines didn't want to treat us right. And Delta stepped up and gave us really royal, respectable treatment. And I felt good about that. But what I'm trying to say is, when you're on the plane, keep your mouth shut, because they're going to question, why are you in California? Are you visiting someone? Yeah, I'm on a conference, a business conference, if I have to talk. But most of the time, I close my eyes and just block it out. Because I'm told, I don't know how true, the airlines, they're unionized. And just because they're not nursing unionized, just because the bus driver is not a nurse, they're still the union. I remember we went on another strike. The hotel, and it was the Marriott. The hotel housekeeping said they did not want to come in our room or did not want to give us anything, toilet paper or anything, because we're scabs, and they're supporting the nurse that's out on the picket line in their states. We had to stay there. We did the best we can. The agency step up and give us and speak up, So what can we do? They're part of their union. They're not nurses, but they are a unionized place. So the best thing to do is you don't have to put the red flags on. You're in the restaurant. You know you're going to be the only black group of people that's going to stand out. Oh, hey, how? The waitress asks me, how you like it here? I mean, are you visiting or this? You know, all these questions going to come up. So you got to prepare what you're going to say. And don't go out. I'm going to just go get something to eat. I'm having my uniform and just run into and come back. No, go upstairs, get dressed, and then go. So you have to, at all time, safety. No matter if they're not looking out for you, you're looking out for yourself so that you could get back and get your bag. One of the perks that the agency gives is when you get there, you go through, they call it onboarding, and you get your credential, and they checked everything. And then when you get to the end where you get your housing, you get a hotel key, they'll give you $100. Don't be fooled, honey. The $100 is deducted from your paycheck. I was a foolish person thinking that was something free they're giving me, but it wasn't free. Nothing in this world is free. They deduct it out your paycheck. They just give you an early $100. You know, I have to step back on that one. The nurses that I meet on strike, a lot of them I don't know. Some I got to know. The ones from the southern states, they have this mentality that they're charged. They want to be charge nurse over you. They want to take over, which I'm the type, my personality, I'll step back. If you want to go in hell, I'll step back because I'm not going there with you. So I'll let you get it. But amongst those strike nurses, amongst those leaders, those nurse managers, we may be fighting amongst each other, strike nurses, but we pull together. I don't have a problem. I am not talking to this person, but if I need help, they step up to the plate because we make each other look good most of the time. There will be some that won't, but in the end, we pull together. What I'm saying is, and the reason why we know, like in the strike nurses, there's a lot of nurses coming in with different skills. I may not know how to do this, and I can count on Mary to help me out because she did it at her hospital. And what I know, I can help them. So we pull together. That's why when at the end, the facilities say, how do y'all work so good together? Because at the end of the day, we trying to make them look good and make the company look good. You always want to do that. The person that you work for, you want to give them a good representation through you. It's just how should I call it? You always want to do that. But there's some ratchet nurses though. You just deal with it and keep it rolling. Don't start an argument. You don't want them to see you because, you know, angry black label and they fighting, and then you end up going home and you lose that bag. The main bag that you came to get. Because there's a joke amongst us experienced nurses. And it is, I know we shouldn't joke about it, that the best thing that happened to us in 2020 and 21, where as far as COVID is concerned, we get our own room. Yes, strike nurses do not get their own room. You have to share. And back in the days, they used to put one night shift nurse and one day shift nurse. After a while, like security, but now I don't mind. Even in a rapid assignment, they try to put you in a room with someone else. The good part about that is if you're going to the strike together, unless you both on the same plane and your boat landed and your boat stand up in front of the house and the lady that does the house, and you can probably share the room with your friend. But they don't do it no more because they say you hold in the room for your friend. I'll try to do it. I have her coming. She's on the next plane. No, they give you somebody else. It depends on who complained. They get what they want. I've tried to complain and I didn't get what I want. You know, sometimes I feel like Rodney Dangerfield. Always, trying to get respect and can't get respect. That's how I to be truthful, I think the reason why they switch up as far as one night shift on one day, they didn't care anymore. You end up with 2 day shift nurse trying to fight for the bathroom in the morning. I did not like that. But I ignore their familiar face. They go downstairs and before you know it, they come back up. I'm moving out. The nurses on the floor, nurses just sitting in the hallway because we don't have a hotel room. How does it make you feel? You feel just like those nurses out in the street, don't you? Yes, you do. They are fighting for justice and peace and more money. But here you are, you came to help them and you can't get in a hotel. You have to sit there and wait, processing. And matter of fact, that day I was so hungry and when I went around the corner, I see the agency, they're eating meals of food, good food. And I got the nerve to ask them, is it for us? No, there's peanuts, there's M&M. That's what they gave us. And some sodas, junk food. So, and we're sitting there. It's not all that great. It's not all that peachy. Yeah, you make a lot of money, but you have to think, what are you there for? The money? Yes. That's what most people come in for. But don't think it's all peachy and cream. Don't think that, because if you do, you will have a major shock. Strike nurse. Strike nursing job come a dime a dozen. And when it comes, if you're not doing anything, go ahead and try it. Go ahead and try it. After a while, it starts to make you feel, I don't know, the confusion, the disrespect, the shuffling, getting up early, working every day. Sometimes you come in and you have to go to work. You don't have nowhere to buy any food. You're in a place where there's no shopping center. You're hungry. The hospital don't open for breakfast. Or you're on the floor. You can't get off. So these are things that you got to train your body. These are things that happen. One of the major incidents also almost got me in trouble. So I just worked for the agency on a strike. And one thing about strike, the agency is good at getting you there. They're good at getting you. They'll get you there in a heartbeat, nonstop. But for you to get home, you'll be on a standby. You'll be in a hotel, motel. You'll be sitting at the airport. And that particular night, I was sitting at the airport, sleeping the whole night till in the morning to get a flight home. And so I called the agency and I said, funny that you find it so quick to get me into California, but when to get home, I'm sitting here sleeping. Can you give me a hotel? No. We provide for you to get home. It's, the way they had it was I had to run for the plane somewhere far and miss the flight, and that was the last flight. No consideration, no care. Once they finish with you, you're like this. So that bothers me a lot. So when I called up the lady and I was explaining to her how inhumane that was, I don't know what happened, but she must have reported me. When you say something, you became an angry black woman, and whatever you say, they interpret it different. And so my recruiter was trying to send me to another assignment, and she kept getting this block. So she said, what happened? I've already had the tape, and I had the text message back and forth with the same lady. She was a mean, I don't even want to call her out her name. You don't want to speak because you feel afraid they're going to get rid of you, But you see things that you shouldn't be treated like that. So a lot of the nurses on the picket line think we have it good. But I felt like I should be out there striking too. Scab striker. That's what I should be. So I just wanted to come here and tell you all the things. It's not all. You make a lot of money, yes. You do. Uncle Sam or the tax man love you. Because, most of the nurses that go on these strikes, they file exempt. They don't take out tax. And I did that in Massachusetts. I keep saying Massachusetts because I did a lot of Massachusetts strike. But I did that in Minnesota. I think it was 8 weeks with Huffmaster. And I thought I saved the money, but I didn't like the fact that I had to give it back to Georgia. I had to give it back to Uncle Sam. So in a sense, it would have been better off if I had taken out tax. But those are the perks. That's what you learn. You live and you learn and you grow. So, strike nursing job. You want to know the agency? Just go on Facebook. They're all on there. You can get the job. Go. If you have the credential and you have the experience. And based on that, let me tell you something, new nurses. The honest truth. Don't do a strike if you just got out of school. Don't do a strike or go on these rapid assignments if you just got out of school. 1 year. After 1 year, maybe 2 years. I'm not going to tell you med-surg or whatever your feel is. That's what you're going to do on a strike. If they don't have psych, I stay home. I can do med-surg, but at this point, I step away from med-surg. So I only do psych. And if they have kids, I'm there, all the better. And I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't, new nurse. The money is enticing. So you might want to chance it. In California, an incident. I wasn't working at that hospital. I was at another hospital. I was in Sutter Hospital. It was another hospital. The nurses were there. And a new nurse. And you could look it up. A new nurse. The ones that fresh out of school, blonde, they know everything. They don't want to listen to the experienced nurse. The first thing you go, you get your report, you trace the tubes. You trace the tubes on med-surg. You see where the tubes are connected. Oh, she got and then this too. I don't know what she connect, but somehow I heard there was an incident. And I don't know if she lost her license. I don't know if they took her away. I'm just hearsay, but I know it's in the paper. It's online. You can research. So be very careful, new nurse. Don't walk yourself into that situation. You want to keep your license. And my thing is safety. Keep your license at all costs. Agency might take you because you're a body. But you have to know that that's not for you.